Hi, welcome to the Leadership Doctor, where we talk about all things leadership. I'm Dr. Christine Fugilier. Today, let's talk about transactional leadership. So, transactional leaders typically are based on exchanging something, a transaction. If you give me money, I will give you goods, that kind of transaction. And in transactional leadership, it's more of a, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. If you do something for me, I'll do something for you. And it goes beyond the regular standard production. If you get good numbers, if you do well in your job, you may get a promotion or a pay increase. That's standard. But from when the transactional leaders only sees what's in it for them, they only see the benefit for them. And if you're not adding any benefit to me to either hit my goal, get my raise, get my promotion, then you are of no value to me. That's a transactional leadership thought process. I'm coming out of the book, The Leadership Rex, where it's talking up where I talk about a transactional leader. They're very great at pomp and circumstance. They're very great at photo ops or sound bites, but otherwise they're very hollow because it's only about the transaction. If the person can't do anything for me, and I've heard leaders say this, if they can't do anything for me, I don't even want to have a conversation with them. And that's pretty powerful, right? If I can't get anything out of them, there's no sense in me meeting with them. And then in someone who is in a kind of networking situation, the only reason they're networking with you because they see something they can get from you. And networking, that's a whole nother show. But that's an example of what a transactional leader would think. And they would also think, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So it's really all about if I get something out of it, maybe I can contribute something. If I don't, I won't. And it leaves the people who are being led by such a transactional leader, sometimes it can create that crabs in a barrel effect because they're always trying to do something for the leader to get something from the leader. Because again, the leader kind of sets the tone and the culture for either their department or their organization. And if people start seeing that's what gets them ahead or that's what may get them accolades, then they will start the kind of, like I said, crabs in a barrel behavior, really. And that's really walking over each other, crawling over each other, pulling each other down so that they can get into the spotlight for the transactional leader. And the transactional leader could care less. At the end of the day, what they care about is what they get out of it. So think about, again, if that's your behavior, if you see that behavior, and if it's your behavior, you take a step back and say, why does it take someone to give me something to give back? Why does it have to be a tit for tat kind of thing? So always think about the why of it all. And then if you're trying to grow out of that or grow as a leader, then you want to put things in place that's going to stop that. For example, if one of your directs comes to you and they need additional training, a transactional leader would say, well, what's the training going to do for me? Or that's not really beneficial for me or my department. Or I'm not going to give you training to help you when I get no benefit from it. That's what a transactional leader would say. Versus someone who's trying to help their people grow. Yes, by all means, the training should be relevant, but it also could be something that the direct who's asking for it, they are asking for someone to help them with growth. So that's if you see yourself in that role as a transactional leader, that's an opportunity to kind of curve over to say, well, let me do this for you, and I have no expectations in return. So that's one thing you can do. There's so many other things that you can do when it comes to being a better leader and not being such a transactional leader. Daniel Goleman, Goleman, has a great book out on the leadership that will help you kind of transform from a transactional leader into a transformative leader. Right. So think about those type of things and let me know if you have any questions, comments, or you want us to talk about something different. I love to bring that to the show. And again, remember what our goal is always is to make leadership great again. And I will see you next